Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hopefully, you're enjoying your day. Hopefully, you enjoyed your weekend. I know it's back to Monday. I'm sure you're dragging a little bit, but glad you tuned in. Thanks for clicking on the video. Definitely appreciate that. Gonna talk about a few stories that caught my attention from the weekend. As you know, or if you're new to the channel, I give you about 3 videos a week. So early in the week, we kind of talk about newsworthy stuff around sports, even though it's still going to be kind of NFL themed because the NFL is running the world right now, the sports world. So I'm not going to get into like any recap or anything from the games. That's for midweek episode. But we did have something interesting happen that happened not too long ago. We now have a new highest paid player in the NFL. Talk about that. Also want to talk about uh, college football game, probably the biggest one of the weekend because every week it's all about Colorado football. There's a play in the Colorado game that everybody's kind of focusing on. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on that, plus some of the, I guess, backlash that's come from it. Talk about that. Then we'll end the episode looking at the 2 Monday night games because you did see in the title. We actually have 2 Monday night games tonight. So I'll talk about the purpose of 2 Monday night games as well as quick little breakdown for the two matchups. Obviously, if you saw the last video I did, you already know who I have winning, but I will remind you in this one. So with that, let's go ahead, let's get into these stories, and let's have some fun. So, like I said, there's a new highest paid player in the NFL, so we'll start with that. That is one Mr. Patrick, don't call me Pat, Mahomes. He restructured his deal, so he's going to be making, I believe it's like 210 million between 23 and 26. Also, by doing it, Kansas City has freed up some salary cap money, which, look, there's a reason why all these networks have like a specified person to understand the NFL salary cap, because to us, generic, well, not generic, but to us, the average sports fan, we have no idea how the cap works. So somehow they're giving Mahomes more money and saving on the cap. We also know that with these NFL teams, the better ones know how to maneuver the salary cap. Kansas City clearly is one of the better franchises going right now. So obviously they found a way to make it beneficial to the team as well as Patrick Mahomes. You know, nobody's gonna have an issue with it, right? If Patrick Mahomes is the highest paid player, so what? It's also a lesson in whenever these players get these deals, there's no need to overreact to whoever the highest paid player is at that moment. It never lasts long. That's just where we are. Now, the question will be, I guess, who's going to come along and top Mahomes? Is Mahomes like now going to be the uh, summit at the top where everybody else is going to start getting less and less underneath Patrick Mahomes? Because like I said before, there's got to be a certain point where these numbers have to start coming down, right? Like, are we heading down the road where, I don't know, Bryce Young in like 3 years or something is making like 100 million a year? I doubt it, but there's got to be some type of tipping point. We haven't gotten there yet because, like I said, Mahomes has set the new peak to try to achieve, and that's even with, you know, could you say Mahomes has been Mahomes like so far this season? No, but it is definitely rewarding his past couple of years with the Super Bowls and them constantly being in contention. So yeah, get no problem from me. You know, you can let me know in the comments whether or not you agree with this deal or not. Like I said, there's like really not much to say because I'm fine with it. Teams have to, in some cases, overpay the quarterback because the era that we're in, it's just that important of a position. Look around the NFL. Plenty of teams that are struggling at that position, and they're struggling on the field. So if you have Mahomes, he's the best in the game right now. He's going to get compensated. So, shout out to Patrick Mahomes. I guess if there's Chiefs fans listening or watching, let me know what you think. Are you fine with this? Would you want the money to go somewhere else? What do you think the Chiefs will do with that, with the extra savings on the salary cap? Use it towards a wide receiver? Yeah, so Patrick Mahomes is now the new number one. So it was what, Joe Burrow for, what was it, a week and a half? Let's see how long Mahomes can stay up there. All right, so next story, we got this. Okay, Colorado State wasn't the best game on the schedule by any means, but it was the game that most people were looking forward to because Colorado has become must-see TV in college football. Let's just call it what it is. It's a game that had like WWE level buildup with coaches kind of going back and forth. Colorado State's coach, which I mentioned in a previous video, I feel like he was just doing what he was doing to pump up his kids. If you saw the game, I feel like clearly it worked. Some instances a little bit too much because the game was very chippy, which I don't have a problem with. I'm not one of these, people who watches the game and it's like, oh my God, how can they act like that? I want it chippy. It brings me joy. It's entertaining to me. So looking at the game, there's several times where we would see, a tackle happen, guys kind of pushing each other and everything like that. A lot of trash talking between players, which once again, love it. That's what I want to see when I tune into a game. But this play right here is a play that everybody seemingly is talking about. It was I can't remember what quarter it was in, but there was a throw down the left sideline to Hunter, as we know is there, Travis Hunter, star player, played at Jackson State, Deion Brown to Colorado, plays cornerback, wide receiver. You know who Travis Hunter is. So this play, he's playing wide receiver, try to go deep to him, a little bit too far. Blackburn came over, gave him a hit. Everybody thought it was late. They threw the flag. Some were like, oh, he should be ejected, all this kind of stuff. I wish I'd put it, but later in the game, there was a hit where the D lineman from Colorado State was ejected for targeting when he hit Shedeur Sanders high and drove him into the ground. I had no problem with that call. That was later in the game, like the fourth quarter, I believe. At that point, there'd been so much friction between the two teams that was a play that could have really set everything off, which it kind of did lead to a little bit of a brouhaha, if you would, later in the game. But this play here, look, to be honest with you, I've seen all the stuff about, oh, it was dirty, it was this. I've seen everything from LeBron and everything like that. Can I say this without being ridiculed? I saw the play. I saw the flags coming in, understood the flags. I also didn't have a problem with it. The result of it, obviously, is not what you want, because Hunter ended up getting hurt. I believe he might miss a couple of games or something like that. But I did not mind the hit. And I'll tell you why. When you're in a situation, Colorado State was what, a 20-something point underdog? Games like that, where the media feels like Colorado's just going to run through you and blow you out, Colorado State wanted to send a message. That's basically what they were doing all night. Whether it was the chippiness from their end, they had some big hits on players. They were jawing with Colorado and stuff. Because Colorado, we know, loves to talk. Because Deion likes to talk. Once again, I don't have a problem with that either. But For Colorado State, they couldn't go into this game and let Colorado just punk them. They couldn't do that. That's where I thought this hit came into play. Now, like I said before, they were a little bit too amped up at times. I would guess if you asked Blackburn, maybe he went a little too far on this one. But we've seen in the NFL all the time, like an underdog team will try to put a big hit on a player to get their team kind of going. And in some cases with favorites, when they get punched in the mouth, so to say, that's the saying, some of them kind of back down. To be honest with you, I think it really helped Colorado State. As a 20-something point underdog, they made the game very interesting. Could have pulled an upset, and then they ended up losing in double overtime. But for Colorado State, that's a great performance. The whole Jay Norville stuff and everything could have backfired in their face. I gotta be honest with you, I think it was perfect for his team in this game. Now, once again, the result, terrible. You don't want to see anybody get hurt. I mean, he got hit like in the midsection, so I don't know, maybe his ribs or something like that. But all this stuff about Blackburn, it's like, why are we going overboard with this? I get it. Colorado's the media darling. You know, you can't go an hour in the day without seeing somebody talking about Colorado. I get it. Have no problem with it. I've watched the Colorado games. I think they're fun as well. But let's stop going overboard with this, people. The result, yes, not what you want. But the actual play, we've seen it before. Like, let's stop acting like this is the worst play we've ever seen in sports history. It's not. It's a rivalry game. Let's take it to the NFL. Have there been hits that have been cheap shots and stuff? Yeah. When do they most notably happen? During rivalry games, playoffs, high emotional games is where stuff like that happens. That's what this was. Colorado State, in-state rivalry. Norville Sanders had their stuff. It was emotionally charged. So, look. Then, the worst part of the story is, I guess because of all the backlash from, the tough guys on social media and, these and the other athletes and celebrities who have really attached to Colorado this year, Blackburn began death threats. So is that what people want? Like, does that make it right? They didn't like the hit, so let's bully some college kid, and yeah, because that's gonna make everybody feel better. Which I guess also ties into another story I talked about in the last episode about Madison. He had his thing with people on social media. He kind of revealed some new details. He had some people telling him to, do harm to himself. Like, what are we doing here? What is going on with people? Look, yes, we're fans, we get that, but I thought it was common sense to know what lines you don't cross. Apparently, it's not. So in Madison's case, where he wants like more accountability on social media, more power to you, bro, because that'd probably stop 80% of these tough guys. It's not going to completely eradicate it, because some will. Who cares? They'll spit in the face of that and still do it. But we got to stop with this. Stop the overreactions to stuff. Yes, it's a game that you love to watch. You'd love it if your team won every game. It doesn't happen. Get over it. There's another game coming down the line. It's that simple. So Blackburn from Colorado State, like I said, as a safety, you're back there to intimidate wide receivers. It was clearly a hit to send a message to Colorado. Unfortunate what happened to Travis Hunter, but we gotta calm this down, people. Stop doing this, because you don't even know what it could do to Blackburn and his love of football. I'm not saying it's gonna like make him quit or something like that, but you never know. All off of one hit where, like I said, I knew what he was trying to do. When I was watching it, I did the little like, ooh, that's a big hit. Saw the flags, I was like, yeah, makes sense, but you move on. But yeah, so hopefully it dies down and we kind of move past this, but I get so sick and tired of seeing these overreactions. Like I said, I get it. Colorado is box office. Everybody wants to see Colorado like run the table, make the playoffs and everything. But you kind of got to realize that with the bravado and everything that's going with it, you're going to get some of this from these opposing teams. So once again, I don't have a problem with the Blackburn hit. I understood the flags, have no problem with the flags. But making it seem like Blackburn's the dirtiest player in college football, that's a bridge too far for me. And hopefully Travis Hunter can come back, pretty quickly, get back on the field, because he is an exciting player to watch. All right, let's move on. So we have, as you saw from the title, we have 2 Monday night games. First game, which is 7:15, Saints Panthers. Interesting matchup, NFC South matchup. I guess for the Saints part, they're going to be looking to keep up with the Falcons and Bucks atop the division. For the Panthers, they're looking for their first win. Panthers, you have Bryce Young, young guys still trying to figure things out. Offenses looked rough. Can they bounce back, show some improvement, make a game out of this, maybe steal one? We'll see. For the Saints, they're coming off of a tough win against the Titans team week 1 as the team that's picked to kind of be the favorite in this division. Like I said, trying to keep track with the Falcons and the Bucks. Obviously, the pressure is going to be on the Saints to perform in this one. The game is in Carolina. I mean, I guess if that does anything to you. I'm going to go with the Saints in this one. I think the Saints are the better team. They have the better defense. Offensively, you would take Carr over Bryce Young right now. Jamal Williams and everything. So I think the Saints should win this game. Like I said, if you saw my picks from before, I had the Saints winning it. And my biggest thing will be, will we see improvement from Bryce Young? I said before the season, I think Carolina could be a factor in this race for the division, but it's going to be kind of contingent upon Bryce Young adaptability to the NFL and start producing at a NFL level. So early in the season, I do think it's going to be tough. By the time these two teams meet again, maybe it's a different matchup, but I just think the Saints are clearly the better team here, should get this done, and should move on to 2-0. You let me know who you have winning it. I'll say the score will be, give me Saints. Let's go 26-10. Saints beat the Panthers. All right, next one. We got the Browns and the Steelers. There's a very good reason why I use these two. These two are the X factors in the matchup. Absolutely. Whichever defender I think can create more havoc on the quarterback. So if Myles Garrett on Kenny Pickett, TJ Watt on Deshaun Watson, that will greatly affect who wins tonight. I do think the Browns are the better team. Steelers had a lot of hype behind them coming into the year. Really poor performance against the Niners in week 1. But in San Francisco, they're a pretty good team. Can the Steelers bounce back? well, at home. Can Kenny Pickett get it going offensively? No, Deontay Johnson, I believe he's going to be out for 4 weeks. He's on IR. So that's going to put a lot of the onus on George Pickens to make big plays for them down the field. Can they get Najee Harris going? Or do we see more Jaylen Warren, who's the backup there? And defensively, like I said, if Watt can get pressure on Watson, also the Nick Chubb aspect, because the Steelers will definitely have to stop Nick Chubb, then maybe the Steelers have a chance. But I like the Browns because Chubb's the best running back in football. I believe no Amari Cooper for the Browns, but the Browns aren't built to throw the ball over the field right now. They want to play the game of run, run, run. Watson even makes some plays with his legs, because Watson is still kind of continuing to not develop, but kind of re-emerge quarterback-wise in the passing game. It was a bit of a struggle from him last week as well. But I expect to see a better Deshaun Watson this week. And for Myles Garrett, we already know what he can do up front. He creates havoc in the opposing team's backfield. Last week him practicing his crossover was just hilarious to me. Will we get more of that tonight? I'm here for it. But I'll take the Browns in this one. And we'll go with, how about 23-16 Browns? So just to recap, I've got the Saints and Browns winning tonight. Let me know what you think in the comment section, whether or not you agree. But yeah, that's all I got for you. So yeah, so make sure you, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Really helps out, really appreciate it. So make sure you check out the midweek episode, which is Wednesday or Thursday, where I will recap everything that happened in week 2, because at that point, week 2 will be done. I'll hit up everything from the Thursday game to the Sunday games and the 2 Monday night games. We'll see what happened. What caught my eye was the most impactful to me. Then we'll be looking forward to the Thursday night matchup, as well as any other sports news that happens. So make sure you subscribe to the channel or follow if you're on Facebook or whatever. And also for the audio listeners or anybody who watches the episode and wants to listen to it back because they aren't able to watch it, we are back on all of the audio platforms. I guess if you know a platform out there that you can't find the show on, let me know. I'll do what I can to get it on there. But for the most part, I believe we're on everyone that's out there. And it's good to be back on the audio side. So if that's your preferred version, you got it now. So yeah, so in the comment section, let me know what you think about the Monday night games. Do you think the Blackburn hit was that dirty? Because like I said, I don't. It was a late hit. You can say that. We can say that all day. It was a late hit. I'm not gonna call it dirty. That's not me. Maybe that's because when I played, I was a defender. Probably a hit I would have made. Just saying. But and Mahomes. Let me know what you think about the Mahomes contract situation. You think it's too much money? You think it's well deserved? You let me know in the comment section. We'll definitely have some fun down there. But with that, I'll leave you with, be safe out there. God bless. And I'll catch you in the next video. And enjoy those Monday night games. I'll see you guys later. I'm out.